If you're watching this right now in August, then you're already ahead of most sellers in your niche, because most sellers are asleep right now. They'll wake up around October and then panic through Q4. But you're not going to be one of them, because this is chapter 1 of the Peak Season Playbook. 4 chapters, 1 calendar. Every session lands exactly where you'll be in Q4 timeline. And in this one, we build your catalog. Now here's what we're doing. 4 chapters. Chapter 1 is today. Build your Q4 catalog. Chapter 2, win Halloween first. Then chapter 3, the Black Friday playbook. And chapter 4, execute and protect that sale. Every chapter is followed by a live QA the week after. You watch a chapter, you go implement. Then you show up to the office hours and you have real questions for me. That's the model. Learn, do, ask, repeat. So let's start building. Here's the thing about Q4. The winners of Black Friday and Christmas are already prepping today. Designs are being tested, listings are being polished, and the content is being shot. They're playing offense while everyone else is on vacation mode. See, if you skip August, here's what your fall looks like. You get to October, then you realize you have 200 SKUs, and half of them have been dead weight for a while. You try to rush new Halloween designs, your posts and your social media quality just drops. Your message response time is in the drain. And because of all that, your reviews start taking hits right before Black Friday. Even worse, it's not until later that you realize your listings aren't even optimized. Now you're trying to fix titles, tags, while that traffic is starting to climb. That's the story of almost everybody in Q4. And none of it is a skill problem. See, it's a timing problem. You didn't do the work in August, so September and October become chaos. So let's end that. Here's the first thing almost every seller gets wrong. They treat Halloween, Black Friday, and Christmas like 3 separate projects. They design Halloween in September, then they launch Black Friday and Cyber Monday in October, and they start pushing Christmas in November. By the time each drop is ready, they've already missed that buying window. That's not a pipeline, that's a fire drill. A real seasonal pipeline gets built once, in August. You batch everything up front. Halloween designs, fall and Thanksgiving crossover, Black Friday and Cyber Monday assets, Christmas and even New Year drops. You brief your designer once, you review everything in one cycle, and you upload everything in one wave. That's the pipeline. Now here's the important part. Your designs are only useful if your production partner can actually ship them on time. And this is where Gelato comes into play. They have production facilities across 32 countries, which means when you sell a shirt in Ohio, it's printed in the US. When you sell one in Berlin, it's printed in Germany. Local production, which means faster shipping and fewer customer complaints. That's leverage and how a business grows, which leads to the next step. What do we launch? Here's your action items. Sit down this week and just open up a document and list every seasonal drop that you want to market by December 15th. Halloween, Thanksgiving, BFCM promo assets, Christmas gift sets, loungewear for winter, whatever it is, start prepping it now. The next step is pruning. Now that you have a list of the new items that you want to drop, we need to get rid of those non-sellers. And trust me, they are hurting you more than you think. Here's what I see every year. A seller has 400 listings and 80% of their sales are coming from 20 designs. The other 380 are noise. Those 380 designs are hurting you in 3 ways. Number 1, they spread your customers' attention way too thin. Buyers land on your store and drown in options. Number 2, they dilute your best sellers in search. Etsy, Shopify, Amazon, they all reward focus. A store with 400 mediocre listings gets buried. A store at 40 great ones, front page. Now, number 3, they're a maintenance tax on you. Every listing has to stay accurate and updated. Not to mention, if you're on Etsy, you get dinged 20 cents per listing. So what you need to do is open your sales dashboard, then search the last 90 days and look at the units sold. Once you have compiled the list, then look at the bottom 50%. Those are your candidates. 0 sales, then archive them. Don't delete them, archive them. That way you can pull them back if you want to test them again in January. Now, 1 or 2 sales over 90 days, same thing, archive them. Only sales came from paid traffic ads, no profit, archive them. Seasonal only items, archive them. I think you're getting the picture here. By the time that you're done, your store should be 30% smaller. And within 30 days, your best sellers will get more visibility because the algorithm now sees your store as a focused one. This is one of the highest leverage moves that you can make in quarter 4. 15 minutes of pruning is worth more than 15 new designs. Now next is optimization. Because when traffic hits in quarter 4, you don't want to be fixing titles. You want to be counting your money. So 6 things here. Title first. Every title should have your seasonal keyword, plus the product type and the audience or the occasion. Here's an example for you. Halloween ghost sweatshirt for women. That's gonna beat cute fall vibe sweater. See, the first one tells the algorithm and the buyer exactly what it is. The other one, just a mystery. So get literal here. Be very specific with each item. Your next thing is tags. Use all your tag slots. Don't waste one. Mix short tail and long tail. Some broad, some specific. Halloween shirt, that's a short tail. Halloween shirt for teachers, that's a long tail. You want both. But remember one thing, you don't need to repeat the word over and over. Halloween only needs to be used just one time, not in every tag. Photos, they're next. Every listing needs a hero shot plus lifestyle. Also, infographics. People don't read, they scan through the photos. So this one is important. If you only have one photo and no info, then your listing looks unfinished and buyers will just scroll right past. Now, your description. First 2 lines, they matter. That's what shows up in search previews. Put your value prop right in that first line. Put your key detail in line 2. Everything for that is for the buyer that's already halfway sold. Now pricing, check your pricing tiers, which is the same as upselling. If you sell one product at $28, you can also have different tiers, say one for $45 and another for $65. Quarter 4 buyers look at gift options at different price points. Give them range, and depending on which one you want them to buy. See, you can make certain variations in price points closer to each other. This will sway them to purchase the one that you want more often. Now, last thing is shipping. Update your shipping profiles now. Make sure your handling times are honest. Make sure your quarter 4 cutoffs are also visible. Nothing kills a quarter 4 sale faster than a customer who feels lied to about arrival times. All right, so now this one separates the pros from everyone else. It's your content. Here's what most sellers do. They spend August and September building products. Then October comes and they realize, hey, we need content for TikTok, Reels, and Shorts. So they start scrambling. They stage a shoot and they rush those edits, and the content looks tired and inconsistent. Meanwhile, they were sitting on gold this whole time because the process of building your quarter 4 catalog is content. Every mock-up you make is a reveal. Every sample you print is an unboxing video. Every design decision you struggle with is a story you can tell. You're not creating content in addition to the work. You're capturing content while doing the work. Here's how it looks. When your sample arrives from Gelato, just unbox it. Film it vertically. Phone at eye level. Talk while you're unboxing it too. That's 30-second content right there. When you're choosing between 2 different designs, put them on camera. Ask your audience which one they like better. That's engagement and also market research. When you're setting up your quarter 4 launch, document the process, the whiteboard planning, the mock-ups on your desk, the sample flat lays, the here's what's coming teases. See, 10 pieces of content just from building your catalog right there. Bank it all. Every week between now and October 1st, set aside 1 hour, same day, and just capture. Don't edit, just capture. And by October, you'll have 40 to 50 pieces of content ready to go. Then your job in quarter 4 is just to schedule and post, not to create in a panic, because then it looks rushed. That's how the pros do it. We front load the work so the busy season becomes easy. Now the last one, this one's not sexy, but it's the most expensive to get wrong. Timelines. The rule every decision you make about your quarter 4 catalog has to work backwards from the customer's deadline. Not your launch schedule, the customer's deadline. Christmas Day, it's December 25th every year. That means the customer needs their order by December 24th, which means it needs to ship by a specific date based on where they live. Every date on your calendar should trace backwards from those specific holiday dates. Now, this is where sellers get hurt. See, they don't know their production partner's cutoff dates. They assume things will ship within that week. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. See, peak season loads are heavier, and because of this, delivery estimates can shift. The good news is Gelato publishes their peak season cutoffs well ahead of the holidays. Standard shipping cutoff for Christmas usually lands mid-December, and Express is later. Print those dates, tape them on your monitor, then post them on your listings, bio, and abandoned cart emails. Give customers no excuses to blame you for those late deliveries. Because when a customer is upset, they don't remember how late they ordered. They just remember that your brand ruined their holiday. So set the expectation early. Set it clearly and in as many places as you can. That's how you protect your reviews during the highest traffic months of the year. So let's run this back now. Here's what you're doing this week. 1, open up a document. List every seasonal drop that you want to have live by December. Brief your designer for that whole batch. Now, number 2, open your sales dashboard, filter the last 90 days, and archive everything in that bottom 50%. Number 3, pick your top 20 listings, run the 6-point checklist on them. Number 4, set a weekly 1-hour content capture window. Same day, same time, no exceptions. Number 5, get those peak season cutoffs. Print them, post them everywhere. That's your week. Do that, and you'll show up to September already ahead of everyone else. If you have any questions, the Q&A session is scheduled for next week. Bring your questions and the list of things that you might be stuck on. I'm here to help. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.